Greetings and welcome everybody to the Quantum Health Medical Centers Immune University talk this evening on Valentine's Day, where we're going to be celebrating love. And I thought I would take it to the extreme and have a look at unconditional love. And we will be having Professor Deja Dubonnet joining us too, and she'll be speaking from her heart, the source of the quantum machines and the software, and also letting us know about her views on unconditional love. And, we all know she comes from a very special place. So we really are looking forward to hearing from her. And I just want to make sure everybody's through here today, coming in. And I think that unconditional love is also a result of our last two conversations where we've talked about happiness and we've talked about compassion. And last week I showed you the wonderful video about Patch Adams, and I think it's one of the videos that really has made a massive impact on me and my view towards my practice. Good evening, Desi.
Howdy.
Hi there. I'm just doing an introduction and speaking about the last two times we talked about happiness, and the other time was about compassion. And I showed the Patch Adams video, your favorite one.
Okay, great.
And I was just saying what a remarkable effect when the first time I ever saw it, which was the first of our presentations in March 2020, had such a profound effect on me and my practice and the clients that come in and see me. And taking this further now, we're presenting on unconditional love today, where there needs to be a central point in order within you to have achieved a state of unconditional love. And I said earlier that you've put a lot into the software about this, because it's a very important point, especially, one can easily say and see unconditional love. Your animal will show you unconditional love, so will your child. But when it comes to having unconditional love for a perpetrator, somebody who raped you, somebody who hit you, that is a very interesting area, because if we really are going to study and practice and be in a centered unconditional love space, with those obstacles, the potential obstacles, do need to be overcome. And I know that the quantum software is geared towards the frequencies for us to release. So I'll talk a little bit after you. I'm going to let you come in because I know you're busy. And thank you so much. It's always honor and privilege. Thank you, Daisy.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the Patch Adams. That's kind of, that was a real major starting point. It wasn't the starting point, but basically there was a time that movie came out. There was a friend of mine, John, who wrote to me. He was in California, nice guy. And he said something very interesting. He said that was a very good movie, but you notice that they didn't say anything bad about the drugs. And he said to me, he said, Desi, you could make a better movie. I said, really? And that's what gave me the inspiration to start making movies. Because the story, Patch Adams' story is use your drugs, do your surgery, etc., and make a joke here and there. That's the story. And he said that's not the story that we need to hear. That's a good story. It's a nice movie. I talked to the real Patch Adams one time, and you know what? Robin Williams was paid $20 million to do that movie. Didn't donate $1 to the Gesundheit Institute. Anyway,
is what it is.
He said, my friend John said, you know, you could do a better movie and tell the real story. And that's when I went out and I flew to, this is right at the time where the whole movie industry was going from film to video. Now everything's shot in video. Nobody shoots in film anymore. So you can't even say films anymore because they're movies. They move, but they're all done by computers. Okay. So I flew to Japan. I was doing lectures there. And a real important friend of mine got me a connection. And the video cameras that were capable of doing the high-res videos, everything, they were about $100,000. And I bought two, and he arranged a decent price for me. I paid $15,000 each.
Mm-hmm.
I got number 5 and number 6.
Wow.
They just came off the line. And this allowed me to shoot the first couple of movies. I made Water, Wine, Homeopathy. I made Sworn on the Altar. I made Dracula. I made Healer. And I have now made over 100 different movies. And right now, the movies of my life, Dangerous Truth, I have made number 1, 2, and 3. And I'm in the process of discussing with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon to get major release of these. So that was very interesting. But the story was the power of laughter and recognizing that people were people. Now you come up with the next issue you talked about today of unconditional love.
Yeah.
At one level, we need to be able to love the sinner,
yeah,
and still hate the sin. Love the sinner and hate the sin. But does unconditional love mean that I let you put a knife in my heart?
No.
No. I have to respect myself as well. We have to have, at one level, we have to have an unconditional love. But at another level, we have to recognize that tough love is also love.
Yeah.
And being able to say no to that child, okay, that's also love. Sometimes we have to have tough love. The child might be starting to do drugs or etc. We have to help. It's our job. And with our neighbors, we have to also have some tough love with them now and then. Say, no, I don't want those drugs. I don't want that alcohol. I don't want that. I have to be able to say no and be respected for it. Okay? So we have to recognize that we have to have an unconditional love for all things, but that doesn't mean we have to be silly about it. We also have to recognize that we have to have some tough love here and there.
Yeah.
So Jesus turned over the tables. He got mad, flipped over the tables in the church. Not even in the church, he flipped over the tables. So every now and then you have to fight. You have to be able to defend yourself. And right now we are looking at the drug companies are trying to take over the world. They don't want me to be able to teach you natural medicine. They want everybody to only think, what drug do we give? And it isn't even just the drugs. It's the fact that synthetic drugs, they have taken the life principle, the very life principle, and they've taken it out of their drugs, their chemicals.
Yeah.
They actually I made a movie called Injured, and you should watch it because I outlined where did the synthetic start. It started way back when, over 100 plus years ago, almost 200 years ago, in England, when they wanted to make quinine synthetically, but they couldn't make it. It was too complicated. And they ended up making a dye, a purple dye. the color mauve, because it was named after the flower. It's a flower called mauve that has that color. That's why they named it. And this purple dye. But then also they started making other things, synthetic aspirin. And as they developed the process, they systematically, at many points, could have put more nature into their formulas and decided not to. They decided to de-nature, take nature out.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're stuck with a pharmaceutical company, a pharmaceutical cartel, not one company, many companies, that literally have a fisthold over the minds of the planet. So, do we have unconditional love for them?
I was going to say, yeah.
Should we draw the line at unconditional love for them? Maybe we should. And recognize that we have to love the sinner but hate the sin.
And also that we are part of them too, because it's what we have all manifested.
We're all one. So when we're criticizing somebody, we're also criticizing ourselves. So I will leave you at that because I'm really busy today. I have a lot of things to do.
That's amazing.
I'm going to a Valentine's Day party.
Valentine's Day.
Or to tell you, let me tell the story of Valentine's, since it's Valentine's Day. It's about love. It's about love. It's in 250 AD. Okay, the most powerful man in Italy was the Pope, but he was at war with many other countries, and he was at war with the Borgias. He was at war with other people from within Italy. There was lots of wars cropping up. And the Pope saw that his men were not fighting as hard as he would like them to. And he talked to a couple of the men, and the men said, well, they were afraid to lose their families, etc. So the Pope, I think it was Pope Octavius, I'm not sure, but at any rate, decided to make marriage illegal until you were older. I think probably around 25, 30. So you weren't allowed to get married. Normally back then people were married at 17 and 18, because they didn't have the longer expense. So he actually made young people marriage illegal, thinking that his soldiers now would fight harder if they didn't have a family to lose. Seemed like they might fight harder to defend their family. Anyway, it was his idea. The priest Valentine decided to marry in secret people, and he performed marriage in the woods secretly for about 100 couples. Pope got very angry and put him into prison. And when he put him into prison, Valentine wrote letters to those people that he married. And he wrote letters to his friends. And those letters were soon to be called Valentines. So then you would get a Valentine. So then people started to think about this. Then the legend also started when on February the 14th, 269, the Pope cut his head off, cut Valentine's head off. So then people didn't like that, and people remembered, and then they started the custom of sending a Valentine. Okay, I'll leave you at that.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. So now we eat lots of chocolates and.
Oh, it's another sugar holiday, so.
I wonder where the chocolates came from. I wonder how they fitted into all of this. Maybe the chocolate went with the letter.
Chocolate has a compound in it that acts like oxytocin. It's similar to oxytocin. And oxytocin is the bonding hormone. So when you meet somebody, you get lust, but oxytocin Oxytocin is the compound that binds you. And when the baby comes to you and they give you the baby and you look in the eyes, there's a bonding that happens and it's release of oxytocin. And oxytocin, the chocolate is very similar chemically, and it makes it's not the same, but it makes kind of a feeling of bonding. So there's a little bit of a hormonal relationship, plus it tastes good. But the chocolate has a bonding effect. So if you haven't bonded with people, the chocolate helps you feel better. So chocolate started getting in, and then we found out that chocolate, because it assists bonding, that it was a great thing to give on to your sweetheart.
What is the active ingredient?
The oxytocin, like it's part of the chocolate.
Not theobromine.
Yeah, that's it. That's one of those. It's a theobromine, and it's very similar. And plus the combination. It's not just the single element, but the combination.
A few alkaloids.
In Ireland, when people get married, they would take a type of mead. Mead is a honey alcohol, you see. So they would make this honey alcohol, and they put in bee pollen, and they put in other things that would strengthen the sexual drive, because you're being married. And you were to take 1 ounce of this every day for 1 month, or 1 moon cycle. Okay. So that's where we get the word honeymoon from. The mead drink in Ireland, where when you got married, people gave you, for your honeymoon, this honey drink that you would drink. So that's the story behind honeymoon and chocolate and Valentine's Day. And I'll leave you folks.
Okay, Daisy. Thanks a million.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Lovely stories. Thanks for your time. Be good. Well, always huge food for thought. I must say the whole idea of chocolate, the antioxidants, it's the plant with the highest magnesium content of all the plants on the planet. So no wonder we gravitate towards it. Magnesium is calming, it's relaxing. And as Daisy said as well, there's the alkaloids in there that have now, which I never knew, got to do with bonding as well. So it's an amazing food that's on the planet there for us to use, not abuse, of course. And in the past, I've been to chocolate ceremonies, and really good, lots of fun. And just interesting to note, the mucuna bean is the opposite of it's the non-stimulant compared to the raw cacao. So in the forest, the cacao tree grows and the mucuna bush grows with it. They grow together, the stimulant and the anti-stimulant. So some people can feel their heart will start beating. That is the theobromine. And I guess some people are a little bit more sensitive to it than others, or it might just depend on the state of the heart, the health of the heart. And maybe if it's a bit compromised, a bit infected, you get more palpitation than a normal kind of chocolate heart feeling. So chocolate's enjoyed around the world, that's for sure. And I've got some awesome specials on our chocolate smoothie mixes and our other smoothie mixes to show you a little bit later too. But getting back to this very interesting point of unconditional love, and as Daisy said, there's a tough love, there's boundaries that need to be put in place. But to be able to love the perpetrator, to love the pharmaceutical companies in her example, in order to love the people that are poisoning us, poisoning the planet and all of that, it's us. And I think that's the most important thing. That's got to do with the quantum field, particles, entwinement, entanglement. We all came out of the same Big Bang. And if you've done the immune course of Daisy's, at the Immune University, you will know this because it is in many of the chapters, the interdependency, interrelatedness, interconnectedness of all of us, and the fact that we're particles and waves. So I'm looking at this in my doctorate. I'm looking at unconditional love, happiness, compassion, truth, freedom, fulfillment. And in order to achieve these states, they're not all there forever. So what I'm saying is, for example, happiness will last and then it will go away again. It will come back again and go away again. So it's a continuum where we're constantly feeding into it as we're getting higher and higher up into higher states of happiness, unconditional love. So it's a state of our being. It's a state of a well-being, and really somebody who lives in the field, who's in the quantum space, who's been able to detach from the worldly space, the sinners, the perpetrators, and to look in and say, hold on a second. Thank you for them, because us. Chaos has been created. Out of this massive chaos, we get the repatterning and rebirth on a higher level. We're doing it ourselves. The world is doing it itself as well. So hang on, let's have a look at this. And when I'm dealing with my clients, and we're looking at their reconstruction, their reconnection back to their essence in the quantum field, their existence, because our existence is unconditional. It's an unconditional space and it's infinite. So we work towards releasing the emotion attached to those things, people that showed up to cause chaos. So let's thank from here on and now these perpetrators that are part of us. This chaos that we've created, thank ourselves so that we can repattern out of this and renew and just look around the world. The landscape is getting renewed. There are floods, there's tornadoes, there's fires, all sorts of things. Nature is renewing itself. We are renewing ourselves. And this is all towards a higher state of being, a higher state of a well-being. So when you look at it like that, when I put it to the clients that I'm working with, they say they never saw it that way. And I must say, I also didn't see things this way, but it's come to me in my practice. And as I've worked with the quantum device and the products that I have trained myself and used intelligent nutrients such as medicinal mushrooms and pollens and raw jellies and propolis and the blue-green algae, chlorella spirulina, those kind of very high-level, nutrient-dense superfood, plant foods, whole foods that actually teach us. And so this is the realization which I'm sharing with you today. We can't hang on, blaming, holding on to the bad experience. We need to step back and say, whoa, what happened here? What was I supposed to learn? And then when you've done that, and you can thank the person for the golden gift that was shared. Often these people arrive in self-sacrifice. We don't know, because this might have been designed before we were born. It was probably a soul contract before we were born to come and teach us, even our parents. So we need to then honor them for the chaos that they created in your life for that period of time up until now. It can be released. We can then love unconditionally. We can honor people and wish them happiness too on another level as we shift up the ladder. If you're getting what I'm saying. So this is what we spend a lot of time doing, and I use the quantum machine as well to really clear out. The time is now. It happens in a heartbeat. When the universe is working with you, it's the speed of lightning. And that person is shifted, transformed, they look differently. And it's just too amazing, because it's almost like, Daisy said this before too, it was just too simple. And, you're letting go of years and years and years and years and decades of holding on and, licking this wound. And some people take their wound into the grave, you know what I mean? Not literally, but they take it right until their deathbed. So we don't have to do this anymore. And anyway, I'm here to share and be with people. And as you release, I release. As I release, you release. It's a never-ending continuum as we climb in perpetual harmonic renewal to higher states. And we need the chaos. So we need everything that's on our plate at the moment. So I hope that's put something into perspective for you as well regarding this unconditional love. It's very interesting and not totally tangible, but it is a state of being. So I just want to show you these wonderful, wonderful smoothies that I put together with these beautiful foods I've just spoken to you about, to share your Valentine's as well. I'm going to share the screen and just go to my WhatsApp channel where I copied everything. And we're going to have a look at this. This was our poster for today, and we've touched on compassion and happiness, and I think the last word, major word here, would be trust. We need to have trust in the quantum field, in the universal field, that what is happening is what needs to have happened. Okay, otherwise you're going to go round and round in circles, and you're going to dissipate your energy. If you dissipate your energy, your chi, your prana, your sexual energy, in the true sense of sexual energy, if you dissipate this, you're going to get kidney and back problems. So be very aware of containing your energy and trusting. And I think that's the most important thing that I wanted to share with you there. And then just go back here quickly. I want to go to the WhatsApp. Let me go there. And I don't know why it's stuck here. There we go. And let me get, I think I've got a little video clip to show you too, just to market these products. The products are 20% off. So there is also these smoothies. Oh, sorry, I took the screen sharing off. These products, I put together very specifically, and these are the Life Force, Life Force 3 products. They've got over 10 nutrients in each of them: berry C immune boost, green alkalinizing detox, and the anti-stress vibrance. So these ones are also on special. And you literally add it as a smoothie boost. There's about 30 servings in each packet, and so they are fantastic. And then let me just get back to this one here. I'll make it a bit larger. These are the chocolate ones, the brain fuel and the stress defense shield. And I honestly have one of these a day. I absolutely love it. And I add my berries. I add my little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of flaxseed oil, almonds, chia seeds. To this, there are over 30 nutrients in these packets. So these ones are cost slightly more, but they're also on special right now. So there's a lovely saving, and stock up, because then you've got and they last a month. And when you consume something with such high life force, your hunger is satiated. You're not hungry anymore. The mineral content is high, the long chain sugars, the proteins, the amino acids, the vitamins, minerals, phytosterols are all in there. There's not 1 ounce of pea flour, rice flour, sugar, wheat, dairy. It's just pure unconditional love. So that's what I wanted to bring to you today, what I brought to share. And I've got a little clip held on. Let's see if this little clip will show. It's quite cute. And let's see there, just to end off with. I think it's the next one. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So let me play this. Right. So that gives you lots of food for thought. Go out there, spoil yourself on Valentine's Day. Love yourself unconditionally, first of all. Your faults are not faults. They're not mistakes. They are your learning points. So if we get that right, guys, we're on another paradigm. We're in another paradigm. The therapists work with your devices. You'll start seeing certain things that are inside there that are totally related to our central point: compassion, happiness, truth, trust, freedom, fulfillment. And go and ask those questions in the unconscious choice, because you will be amazed. You will be amazed at what's blocking you from reconnecting and living your true essence, your true existence, which we all have a birthright to. So why did we choose the sad things to experience when we came in happy? Let's choose the happy things from today, from Valentine's Day, and have happy experiences and share with everybody. Open the hearts. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming in. Always an honor.